this freshman class and just how they've contributed early compared to some of the freshman classes you've had here?
I'm awful at comparing stuff, but as far as handling the stuff that they've handled this year, I think they've done a great job. They're young and there's going to be mistakes, but I just like how they go about their business. They're good kids. They're holding their own in the classroom, and it's just been a pleasure to be around them.
What baseball traits do you need to come on as a freshman and play right away as they have?
Yeah, you first off got to be able to control your emotions, and you have to have some level of understanding of how the game works. There's a lot of stuff that goes on. You can get pretty fast in college, and you got to really love it. And I think they love playing, and I like you see them doing things in games that you can't teach, and that just comes with just knowing the game and kind of having a feel for it.
Those guys like Gomez and Schwellenbach, they've probably for a long time been the best guy in the field. When they get to this level, how much more preparation goes into hitting and just understanding how you're going to be pitched than maybe what they're used to in the past?
Yeah, I think one of the biggest things you deal with is learn how to handle some failure. Most of these guys hit 500 and rake and strike everybody out, and guys will chase pitches that they don't chase as much here. I think I see some of that. But I think the biggest thing is just handling the stuff like umpires. The strike zone might be a little bit different than they're used to, or just little things like that. But there really hasn't been much with those two guys in particular that you've had to really catch them up to speed on. They seem to have a pretty good grasp on the game.
With those freshmen too, obviously it's an important time not just with baseball but with finals coming up. Mm-hmm. Is there anything specifically that you need to stress to them, or do you just kind of let them handle all the classroom stuff on their own?
No, we don't let them do anything on their own. They're kids. They need to have some structure, and I think from the very get-go we set in stone time management being a huge thing, and being able to separate different parts of your life and be where you need to be when you need to be there, like Ken Revisa would say. I think by now they understand that, and by doing that early, it kind of makes life a little bit easier in these times. That being said, it's not easy. This is a grind for every student athlete this time of year, especially the ones that are in season. So, it's play hard this weekend and be ready to go for finals.
What kind of stands out about this Illinois team? It seems like numbers maybe don't match up with what their record is.
Yeah, this will be probably one of the most well-rounded teams that we've played. I'm trying to find a weakness. They pitch really well. Their starters, when bullpen get ahead, their bullpen lines up. It's tough. They defend the heck out of it. And at the plate, you look up and down their lineup, and it's like, okay, where's the outs at? And so we're gonna have to play very well. It'll be a good challenge for us.
As you come down the home stretch, do you rely more on upperclassmen experience?
No. I really honestly don't even think about what age they are or grade they are. We want, from the day they get here, I want everybody to feel equal part of the team. And, some guys have some more experience for sure, but then we have some young guys that we're relying on as well. So I don't care how much time you have at this level. We're going to put the guys out there that are hooked up and going to get the job done.
Same rotation?
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that becoming just kind of a no-brainer at this point, or are there still some evaluations?
Do you have some changes I should make? They've done nothing to not warrant getting another start. So, they're putting the work in between starts, and we just need them to go out there and give us a chance to win.
There's 3 conference series left for you guys, Darin. You're right in the thick of it. When does the scoreboard watching kick in?
I guess I watch the scoreboard all the time because I'm a baseball fan. But as far as stuff like counting down where we're at in the standings, you're asking the wrong guy. I don't look at that stuff. That's, there's so much more baseball to be played, and so many things can happen. Didn't even cross my mind.
Does this team have the makeup of a Big Ten champion, in your opinion?
They got the fight of that, I know that. We got to swing the bats better than we've been swinging in the last couple of weeks. We've kind of got out of our approach, and when we have hit the ball hard, we haven't had much to show for it. We're going to have to be very, very sharp this weekend. We've chased way too much. I just haven't thought we've put our best swings on pitches, especially when we have leverage in our counts. But that's stuff that we're going to focus on today and try and clean some of that up.
Mid-season fatigue, any part of that, you think?
I don't think so. I liked how they came out, in the midweek games the last couple of weeks and played, and maybe there's a little bit residual from that travel last week, but they had Monday off, they had yesterday off, so 2 days off is this time of year is not out of the norm for us, so I expect them to be fresh and ready to go.
How does a guy like Matt Waldron walk 4 in 50-some innings? Is that mindset, rhythm, what?
Just great mechanics, no fear of the strike zone. It's just attacking hitters, they hit it. But he understands the value of limiting the free passes, and he has a God-given ability to throw it over the plate. So, yeah, it's just it's in that upper echelon of command, that's for sure.
When you're kind of trying to push buttons, I guess, with the approach to the plate, those types of things. I mean, is there a fine line, at this point in the season with doing that, and kind of getting guys in their heads too much, or how do you kind of do that, I guess?
Absolutely. I mean, we keep it very, very simple. So it's just reminding them of what got them success before. Today we'll show them all the numbers in certain areas of the zone that we really focus on, and show them, the percentage of pitches that go in a certain area and what we did with those up until the last 2 weeks, and just kind of reaffirm, that, hey, what you were doing was working, and let's get back to that same spot. And it's nothing new. We're not reinventing the wheel. It's just reminding them of what they had in prior successes.
You talked about those rescheduled games that you guys were looking at last week. Is there any?
It's unbelievable. I mean, we couldn't find any games. I mean, it was one, nobody wanted to play. Two, I mean, unless we want to drive 7 hours for one game, a 14-hour total trip. But I just don't think that's the wise thing to do between ASU and Michigan. And just unfortunately, it didn't match up with other teams not wanting to play or schedules being a little bit off. But that was a very frustrating scenario, yeah.
So if you lose those 6 games, how does that affect a potential at-large bid?
Well, I know we just got to keep winning. We got to win. We haven't been playing great the last couple weeks. Been surviving, but we need to play a lot better to be in consideration for those things. Do we have it in us? Yeah, for sure. But we, as a whole, just haven't been getting it done, and we've got to play better baseball. It's going to be a non-issue.
Slightly off topic, but what is it about TD Ameritrade that makes that place such a hard place to play, and specifically for batters?
Well, the fences are a long ways away. That doesn't help. I've never stood in the batter's box and hit there, so I don't know if it's hard to see. I don't know, but it's a beautiful stadium. It's the same for everybody. It's just, I think sometimes, you play in a yard where maybe there's not as many home runs hit, and you crush a ball and it gets ran down. It can work on your psyche a little bit, and it's just. But again, that's part of baseball. Different circumstances you have every day. Last time I checked, line drives still work no matter what ballpark you're playing in.
Thanks.